Welcome to my Tales of the Jedi Episode 6 breakdown and review. Let's jump right into it and I'll give my thoughts at the end. Now the events of this episode are pulled from the Ahsoka novel, but man did they change a lot. We start with a pretty heavy scene, Padme's funeral on Naboo. Ahsoka is there and Bail Organa is standing next to Mon Mothma. And I think this might actually be Rush Clovis, who was a senator from Scipio, and he was also in love with Padme during the Clone Wars. Bail sees Ahsoka and follows her out into a corridor. Bail then asks her why she's there. Now the reason why he says it's so risky is because the Emperor was actually watching this funeral really closely. He had spies and clones all over the place just in case any Jedi showed up. Then just as a few clones show up, Bail helps her get out without being noticed and gives her a communication device. And he's talking to the clones, but really he's telling Ahsoka that if she ever needs anything that she can reach out. Now this is a lot different from the book. Bail doesn't know that Ahsoka's alive until about a year later, which we're going to get to those events later in the episode. Ahsoka then heads to what I assume is probably the planet Raeda, at least that's where she goes in the book. She saves this girl in the village, then she calls Ahsoka Ashla. Now this is a cool little Easter egg. George Lucas originally wanted the light side of the Force to be called Ashla in the original trilogy, and then he wanted the dark side of the Force to be called Bogan, but this never actually made the final cut. Filoni actually brought it into canon officially during Rebels when the Bendu refers to the light side of the Force as Ashla. Also in Legends, on the Jedi planet Tython, there's two moons, a light moon called Ashla and then a dark moon called Bogan. Now the boy here in the village is an Imperial supporter, and after the Hay incident, he sees that she's a Jedi. Well, the sixth brother magically shows up, and of course this boy rats her out. Ahsoka then confronts the Inquisitor and she dispatches him in about 2 seconds. Now if you're wondering why it was so quick, well, the Inquisitors weren't very powerful. You know, they trained to hunt Padawans and lower level Jedi. Even the most powerful Inquisitor, the Grand Inquisitor, was killed by Kanan Jarrus, who was essentially a Padawan when his master died. So the sixth brother was one of the weaker Inquisitors. Plus that absolutely terrible design of a lightsaber has a really huge weakness that pretty much any intelligent Jedi could exploit. Then you add on to that he faced the Padawan of Anakin Skywalker. I mean, she literally just defeated Maul on Mandalore about a year ago, so this guy, he never stood a chance. Now, these events differ a lot from the Ahsoka novel. It was actually Caden Lardy that was held hostage by the Inquisitor. He also didn't know who Ahsoka was when they finally fought. Bail Organa had R2-D2 that actually ran into Ahsoka first before they met up later on. Bail then helps the three villagers onto a ship where he takes them back to Alderaan. Now, Ahsoka actually uses these crystals from the Inquisitor's lightsaber to make her white lightsabers. She purifies them through the Force. You can kind of see it as like a reverse bleeding. So this episode was amazing. Even with a lot of the details changed, I still think it was extremely well done. I mean, I think it's pretty impressive what Filoni can do with 10-minute episodes. And I really hope they make more characters in this format and continue this series because I loved what they've done. You know, essentially what they're doing is they're taking two characters, Dooku and Ahsoka, and they're asking them the same question, but getting two different answers. You know, they both leave the Jedi Order, but for completely different reasons. Thank you guys so much for watching, and now check out how Ahsoka takes over Bail's spy network and how it ties into Andor, and may the Force be with you.